Hey everyone, Sean here. Today, what I want to talk to you more about is improving the operational efficiency of your firm. Now, the example that I'm going to share comes from a contractor friend of mine who remodels homes. And as part of doing that, he finishes the interior of people's homes by completing a step referred to as hanging drywall. That's essentially installing the interior walls of your home before you can do what you'd like by, for example, applying paint and creating kind of the atmosphere that you'd like to have in your home. Now, as part of this process, an extra step needs to be completed because once the drywall is hung, it leaves a gap between pieces of drywall, which is unsightly, and there's a step that needs to be completed before you can apply paint. And that step is referred to as completing several extra steps, such as using a spackle type compound the industry refers to as mud in order to fill in the gap, and then apply a long piece of tape over the gap as well too to try their best to hide that seam. Once finished and after everything is dried, you wind up with a flat, smooth surface that you can now apply paint to as long as that process has been completed correctly. And the reason why I mentioned that last step is because this particular strategy in trying to finish the drywall is particularly error prone and extremely time consuming. And unfortunately, because it's error prone, it often leads to ruining the finish of the interior of the home, which makes it very difficult to create the atmosphere you'd like to by applying your paint colors. As such, people have been on the lookout for making an improvement to this process. And what has been developed is a device referred to as an automatic taper. Now, this process is using a tool, which is essentially an all-in-one device, which combines both of these steps at once, making it significantly easier to complete these steps and dramatically reducing the amount of time required in the process. As such, the tool's become the new standard and has been increasing in popularity for its use because it makes a significant improvement here by improving the operational efficiency of the process. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because more than likely something similar to this story is going on at your firm relative to your industry. As in, you more than likely have processes, tools, and resources that are effective, but they're not particularly operationally efficient. As such, you need to be able to look out at your firm in terms of which steps in this process you're using any of these tools or resources, and then you need to eliminate them as best you can to increase the leverage at your firm by improving the operational efficiency. If you're trying to learn more about what you could do to identify where you may have one of these gaps, what you're looking for is some of the most error prone and time consuming steps in the process. That's a great strategy to use to get closer to the area where you may have one of these weaknesses. Now, if you need any help with this process, feel free to reach out to me. You can learn more about me on my website at nextstep.io, and you can email me directly at sean@nextstep.io. And I want to thank you for engaging with my content